Hi, my name is Beth Hiley here for Working Geek at Origins 2018. I'm sitting down with Randy Van Gelder from Storecrest Games, and you brought us Master of Wills.
That's correct. Master of Wills, the futuristic tug-of-war between sides. It's an incredible game that allows you to learn something very quickly. It's a new style card game that basically creates a push and a pull of social dynamics. Okay, so basically each card moves other cards. So when a card is selected, it is basically influencing other cards on the board. And that's even before we get into the factions. So, would you like me to show you?
I'd love you to show me.
All right. So basically what happens is, on both sides of the board, you have recruits, loyalists, and allies. So you're recruiting characters to your side of the board, you're moving them to loyalists, and then you're making them allies. However, at the end of the game, all of the rows are counted up, and so you get points for everything. But allies are locked. They're protected. So larger cards like this 12 or the Gravity Racer, those cards you want to get into allies so that the opponent cannot attack them back, right? So what we're trying to do is really simple. Each card, each turn, you're going to select a starting card, thank you, and that starting card is going to move other cards or influence other cards on the board. So if I was to take this 12 and place it in my recruits, because it starts in the recruits, you can see the kind of bronze, it also says it. Each card starts in a different location, potentially. This is gold and that is silver. So if I take this card, what you would do is you would take a card and it would influence cards backwards from the government. So 1, 2, 3, I'd be able to put a -5 in your allies. Not a bad deal. And there's a lot of orange cards out here. So the -2, I could move this over. I don't obviously want to. I could also break up the moves into 1, 2. But I'll just go ahead and go 1, 2 and give you those 2 points. Then there's a black on the board and I would go +1. Okay? So that's the basic movements.
So that's just based on this little lineup right here on the top.
Each card dictates different movements, right? So you have to make decisions. Maybe it would have been better had I taken this card, because I could move the 9 with it. But unfortunately, with a -4, I would have had to go 1, 2, 3, and then move another 11. So essentially, each movement and each play is its own piece, and that's called the move phase. Okay. The second phase is draw. So once you have done all your movements, you look at this icon here, which is basically
matching symbols,
right? Except some people call it a frog. I've heard two people at the conference called it a cat, and I don't see it, but I call it an ink blot because people see different things. So when those are moved out of the neutral area, which is this area, when they're moved out, you must add a new or influence a new card into the neutral area. Logical sense. Now, you've finished with the draw phase, okay? And by the way, just to make sure, any card that ever moves out of here, whether it's 1, 2, 3 cards, all new draw cards are put into play. So, finally, this symbol, the faction symbol, again, pretty obvious. The faction symbol would then create the ability to play a faction card, okay? If you do not take that card with a symbol on it, then you're bypassing your faction play. Now, why would you do that? Well, some cards, like this one, move a lot of cards. So I could move the 12 to here, to here, and I can move black cards this way. So it's a dimension that's very different. You don't have to play a faction play to win the game. With me so far?
I sure am.
Awesome. So, just a quick intro on the faction cards. There are several types of faction cards. I'm just taking out a few to take a look at. Let's look at these. And so there are 4 types. This is a action card. It is your base card, averages around 15 or so points, or does a lot of movements, but it's your common card, if you will.
Yeah, so these more power type cards.
Exactly. Then of course the epic cards, which are going to do a lot of board control and also slightly increased power, playable very often. And then of course there's Deuce's Wild, which is one of our Razor Core legendary cards, and she obviously has a legendary move. Now, all our cards are meticulously balanced, so we know any legendary card ever released is going to fit in a certain range, and so on and so forth. Because our model's a little different than many others, we give you everything in the pack. We give you every faction card that comes with this every time. We don't do the booster pack model.
Right.
And that is important to us because what we're doing is we're creating a balance of skill. We want to prove skill. That's what it boils down to. And finally, you have neutral cards. Now these neutral cards are just, we call them neutral because this card is available to select in any one of your decks. So essentially, even though the back is going to be Razor Core, there's another one available for Alpha Guard or Shadow Cell.
Well, let's talk a little bit too that you guys have some different expansion packs here
That's true.
to help increase.
Correct. These two are released. So Dawnlight was released for PAX South. We got it done. And we got this one for PAX East. Now, at Origins, we didn't release this one here, but we released our neutral expansion packs, which we have 4 packs back at the booth. But Cloud Echo is going to be released at Gen Con. So we've got kind of a production schedule working along the conventions, and each is very different. So Razor Core is a very balanced but defensive counter. Alpha Guard's balanced but offensive. Dawnlight is complete board control, and Shadow Cell is all about deception.
So you got a lot of different flavors.
Exactly, and then this is Cloud Echo is an all sentient AI faction, which is starting the next 4 factions, which will be our complete set, and that is going to be Cloud Echo's part of the Fringe faction. So we got Cloud Echo, and then we're going to have Waterborne, Edge Hunter, and finally Blood Crown.
So you got a lot coming up in the hopper, even on top of already having 3.
Yes, and I mean the art itself. Josh Calloway is our lead artist. I'm the creator, and we have literally 88 unique pieces of art for the community, 49 for each faction piece, and we really do it all in house. And we have not Kickstarted. We do not do a Kickstarter. We have invested all of it so far on our own.
Well, Randy, I really want to thank you for creating a game, letting us take a look. If you guys are interested in also checking this out, this is Master of Wills, which is being published by Storm Press Games, and thank you again.
Absolutely. Thank you.